Hey everybody, welcome back to Attack of the B Team. This will be episode number 4, I believe. And so at the end of last episode, I was down there trying to find lava. I eventually dug all the way down to like level 4 looking for it. I like heard it in the walls and was digging all over the place. Finally found some and brought it up. So here's my tank with lava in it that I brought back up and put down. I also brought an extra bucket of lava up with me because I found quite a bit down there. Just placed it back here where it was, and I had a lot of these extra seared bricks from the stack of things I made last episode. So I just put them around on the second layer here. If you want to expand your smeltery, that's how you do it. You just make more of those bricks and put them on top. Or there's another option. You can use your smeltery to melt down stone or cobblestone, and it'll create solid blocks of seared brick. Not the bricks, but it'll make solid seared stone blocks, kind of like how smooth stone is a solid block. Just like that texture. It'll make this gray texture block, and you just put them on there and they work just fine. You can interchange any of these bricks with those and it's exactly the same. And you just expand your smeltery straight up as high as you want it, and it works. Okay, so anyway, I showed how to lay out the bases of it. Showed the lava tank, kinda sorta. When you bring your lava tank back up, it will take a little bit of lava out as soon as you place it down, if you have the rest set up correctly, just to get the thing started. It'll pull a little bit out just to fire the thing up. Now I've already started making a few things here, but let me explain how this works. You get, let's say I want to make some iron. Go over here into my chest, pull some iron. I've only got 9 spaces right now. The 9 spaces here in your smeltery window that you actually put your ores into correspond to the 9 spaces in the bottom of your smeltery. If I finish the second layer here, it will show me 18 spaces, which include the 9 spaces in the top layer. And I'll get around to doing that here in a little while. Okay, so my 9 iron ore here, I can either drag them, like I can either put them in here one at a time, or you can just shift click and it just throws them all in there. And you can see here, it fills them in by itself. Now they have a smelting time, just like how your oven or your furnace has the little progress bar. Each of the slots has its own progress bar that shows you. And the different metals and different things you're going to melt down in your smeltery do have different times on them. Some are pretty quick, some take a while. Just wait for our iron to finish up here. I've made some aluminum brass, and I'll show you why in a little bit. But basically, that's what I'm going to be using to make the smeltery versions of these here. This is the wooden early game version, and then you eventually move up and make the smeltery ones out of casted metal instead of wood. So these are going to be a little bit obsolete. Well, a lot obsolete, actually. I'll never be using this one anymore. Or this one, or this one, or this one. Once you have these little cast pieces, you don't need the patterns anymore. I mean, you can toss them. They're fairly easy to make if you ever need one anyway. Okay, so I put 9 ores in, and instead of making 9 bars like you would get out of a furnace, it says here I've got 18 ingots worth, because the smeltery actually gives you double back. So it's very good to use your smeltery for all your smithing needs. All your smeltery, use your smeltery for your smithing. There we go. Anyway, the order that they are here, I wanted to show this, that's why I melted some down earlier. The order they're in determines what you get out of this when you click on it. Now, if I want the molten aluminum brass, that's how it's set up now. If I right click on the faucet, I'm gonna get aluminum brass out of there. To switch it, you just left click on the one that you want. So you click there, and see they switch. So now if I right click on the faucet, I'll get iron. Now I don't want iron at the moment because actually if I right click now, nothing happens because there's no template or pattern in the casting table, and you can't just pour iron straight out into this little plate mold thing here. But if I switch back to aluminum brass, this is the material that you use to make your patterns with. And you can make a blank pattern just like you made out of wood. You can make a blank pattern with this, just like that. You just pour it out, let it cool, right click, pulls it out, and there we go, a blank cast. Now, you might think this is kind of pointless, making a blank cast, but because of the smeltery, you can throw this blank cast right back in there. It'll smelt it back down into liquid form, and you don't lose any material whatsoever. So if you just want to kind of use up your aluminum brass, I'll show you how to make that in a second. If you want to just use your aluminum brass, making blank casts for later, and then melt them back down and remake them when you need them, that's fine. But it's kind of a little waste of time. But if you accidentally click, and make a blank one, don't worry about it. Just throw it back in, recycle it. It's all good. And that uses 1 ingot's worth of material. No, I'm sorry, 2. It uses 2. No, did I have 8? I think I had 8 and 18. We'll see. See, it's at 7 now. Now, aluminum brass is just copper. I've got some here. It's just copper and aluminum. It's the same as you would make bronze with copper and tin. Okay, I had 8. If you'd make copper and tin to make bronze, it's copper and aluminum. Now it's 3 copper. Let me see if I can pull it up here. One ore of copper makes 288. That's 2 buckets worth. One bar. That's 2 bars worth. 1 bar is 144 millibuckets. And 1,000 millibuckets is 1 bucket worth. So, let's see here. Okay, so aluminum brass is 1 bar worth of copper, and that is 3 bars of aluminum. And that can be in any ratio. So what I did was I put in 1 copper and 3 aluminum ore, and it made 8. Because that's 4 ores, which would normally be 4 bars, like in the furnace. But 4 ores make 8 bars in the smeltery. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and make some casts here. The first one I want to make is the pickaxe cast. Oh, also I was kind of blind last episode. I didn't notice I had a diamond pickaxe in my inventory until after I was done recording. And I was like, just could have used that. Anyway, I do have a diamond pickaxe, but I want to get ready for later and go ahead and make at least a cast for a better pickaxe. So you just throw it. You just right click with your whatever you want to make a cast out of. Make sure it's set to the right material. Aluminum brass, if you don't have the material to make it, you can also do gold. Just straight up gold works in here, in the same spot, and the item you get is exactly the same, so it doesn't matter. But I had copper and aluminum just kind of like everywhere, and I didn't see gold readily available here. So anyway, you put your pickaxe head down, right click on the faucet, it pours some material out to make the cast, and when it cools you right click and you get your pickaxe head cast. And then you right click again and you get your pickaxe head back. How the wood doesn't just catch on fire instantly, I don't know. That's just the way it works. These heads, you can have this head made of any material and it will still make the cast. As long as it's just the head, you get the cast for it. So let me go ahead and do the shovel head. That uses 1 ingot worth of material. Running out of space here. Just organize that. Shovel done. The tool binding. Just throw it down, right click, pour it out, let it cool. Click, click. Got it all. And the tool rod, you can also use a stick. Click, click, and got it. Alright. And we have 4 ingots left. So just to clear that out of there, I'll go ahead and make these blank casts for later, because I don't need it right now. Oh, actually, while I've got one left in there, let me show you this. You can make a cast for an ingot. Now, the point of doing this, I've got 18 ingots of iron, and I can't throw them straight into the blank casting table, so I made an ingot cast. And now I can pour that into ingots. And this is rather slow, but there are ways to automate this, as you might expect. Yeah, that's going to take a while. I'll show you ways to automate this later, but for now, that's enough to get you started. There is a second casting table though, and I actually used all my bricks to make these, so I don't have enough material to make one. I don't think. No, these are all empty. If I make some more grout, no, I don't have any gravel. Oh well, I'll just tell you. If you make some more of these bricks here, and you put them in a crafting table in this pattern, like that, like U shape, you'll get a different casting table that is like a bowl shape. It's like a hollow bowl, and that, if you pour material into it, takes 9 full bars. It takes 9 ingots of material and makes a solid block out of it. So very handy if you have a lot of material you want to make into blocks. Like for iron, it would make an iron block just like it would make exactly like this. It would make that. And you would right click and this would pop out of the table. And then you would just break it down if you wanted to, or whatever. Okay, well, I think what I want to do, this place is kind of a hole in the wall, literally. So why don't we clean this place up? My vanilla series had all my attention as far as the way the living area looked. That's my B00 series, and this is my generic B series. That one's about looks, this one's about function. The B team, if you don't know, B00 100, he's on YouTube. He does a lot of building and making things look nice. He's more about the way things look and not so much function. I mean, he'll design something that looks awesome and then try to make it work. Try to make it do something. Give it a function. And then Generic B, the Gaming Hermit, he's on YouTube at Generic B. He's more about function and not so much how it looks. He wants it to do something cool. If it looks like a pile of crap afterward, hey, it does what he wants it to do, right? So they're kind of yin and yang on that, and I'm a little bit of both. That's why I enjoy watching them. You get the best of both worlds when they work together. They haven't done that in a while, but hey, they'll get around to it. They know what they're doing. Alright, let's get all this out of here. I want this place to look like it's not just a total dump. Let's use some sandstone. I've got sand everywhere, I might as well use it. level this off. Oh, I can't take that block of water. I'll pour in here. Do this. Okay, that's not holding up anything. Let me fill in underneath here. Kind of relocate some of this. Mix the floor in with a little sand and sandstone. Whoops. I hear you, Enderman. Calm down. I'm looking at you. Nah, he's gone. Even if I got an ender pearl, where would I put it? Chest full, inventory's full. Thank you, Enderman, for leaving without giving me an ender pearl. I had no space to carry it anyway. There we go. Let's see, I need 4, 6, a lot. Okay, I should probably make a shovel for this. I've already made the cast for these here, so you can't do that here. I've already made the cast out of these, so I don't need them. So I might as well make a tool out of them. So we want to go over to the shovel here, put the parts in, make our shovel. Now this thing's gonna like break instantly, but I want to show off one thing real quick. The material that you make your tool out of. Here's the reason you make tools with the Tinker's Construct Smeltery, instead of just making one like vanilla Minecraft style. As soon as I get this thing down a bit of durability. I hear a bat. Bat, if you show up, you are toast. Okay, so the shovel I made here, you can see it's not going to last very long. But that's fine. If you just take it over, let's see. Oh, I don't have any sticks. I'm terrible at this. Okay. And there's no trees anywhere, are there? Ah, here we go. Perfect. Oh, my inventory is terrible right now. Okay, dirt, go away. Okay. The shovel is made out of nothing but wood. So if we have our shovel, we can add a stick to it, and it uses that material and repairs our shovel. I'll show you that over here. Some of the versions of the mod pack you can just do that in your inventory. This version does not allow that. Yeah, the tool has to be in the middle of your Tinker's table. That's the crafting table here. Shovel in the middle, material on the outside, and it repairs it. One stick will repair like 90% of a wooden shovel. So your shovel will continue to be useful. Even if it breaks 100%, it will not disappear. Tinker's tools stick around so that you can repair them and use them again afterward. So you don't have to worry about losing your tools. Okay, this ore down here I might... Yeah, let me get that before I fill that hole in. I'm gonna need some of that ferrous for later. A later project. Okay, too short. Let's get rid of this. 1, 2. Okay. Hey, look, we have living space. Where are all the enemies? I hear them. Maybe I should just take that at face value that I don't want enemies here. Okay. Dry dirt. Let's just stick to the theme of the biome here. I'm gonna put smooth stone on this wall here to make it look better. So we're gonna have to have like an entryway, I guess, right in there. Don't have any space for that. Let's just build like a dome or something, kind of in this area. Just bring this kind of down a little bit. Like that. And we'll have an entryway right here that drops down. Let's do it here. Fill this in. I'll put some lighting in here and open this up a little bit. There should be sandstone on top of these. Okay, no, that's solid. Don't have to worry about sand falling down in here. Open this wall up. Torch. Don't have room for torch. Put that back. My food. Alright. And I'll leave 2 squares there. Let's do like that. There, just kind of an outline, so it just kind of slopes down a little. Grab some more of this material here, where it's readily available. Yeah, I hear you. Almost got him. Pop, pop, pop. And you're dead. Alright. Ow, ow, ow. Gotta fill in the seal. Oh, hello. Well, I guess they figured out how to get around whatever they were stuck on. There. I'll fix that later. Alrighty then. Oh, did I already... Oh, no. Huh, that was weird. It didn't pour at first. Okay. I'll just fill... Whoops. Wrong spot. Fill this in for now. I'll fix that later. Just getting rid of some of the stuff in my inventory. Grab some of that. Okay, I already checked the uses for rotten flesh. it turns out you can use this stuff for fuel. Look at that. You can also use string and spider eyes. So if you have a spider farm and you get all the drops from them, you can pump your spider farm drops like straight into your furnace. Except for the like trophies that you get and a couple of other things. A zombie farm into a furnace actually works, but you might as well just use a smeltery. It doubles your ore output. Well, now I've got one spare aluminum. There's a copper. Oh, so while I was down there, let me go down here where I was. Where that oil was. Cleared all that out. That took a minute. It was a pretty big pocket of oil there. Right in here. This whole thing, this big ball shape here, was full of oil. Took a while. Eventually got all that out. Went down like 2 more spaces and there's a cave with water in it. So made my way around. There was a bunch of ore berries down here. The ore berry bushes. Got a couple of copper, a couple tin. They were kind of around the edges here. But look at all the stuff. I mean, diamonds, lapis, everywhere. Just kind of picked a new direction because I'm not having luck in that way. Was just kind of looking around in here. Decided, you know what, let's go over this way. Came down over here. Was going to just staircase down. Not hearing anything. Pick a new direction. Came down and I hit basalt here. And I was like, okay, I know basalt is really low down. And then I heard lava and I was like, okay, I hear it. Where is it? Kind of off to my right. So I started digging that way. Went all in here looking for it. And it was over here. There was kind of lava right in this area. So pulled up a bunch of that. Looks like there's a little bit of a lake or something. Like a lava lake right over there. Started pulling out of that. I needed some torches or something down here. Gonna get mobs in there. Let's see, do I have space for diamonds or lapis? I can carry some diamonds. I don't even have a use for diamonds right now, except maybe armor. I'm not going to make any diamond tools. The only reason I made the diamond pickaxe was to get obsidian. Okay. And actually, I don't think I needed the diamond to get obsidian. I could have made... There's a machine called an igneous extruder. That's basically like a vanilla cobblestone farm smashed down into one block. You put some water and lava in it, and it makes cobblestone. But you can set it to make smooth stone, and you can set it to make obsidian. But the smooth stone and the obsidian actually consume a little bit of your water or lava. So that way it's not too cheaty. It works the same way as vanilla rules would. Alright. Let's get rid of some of this cobblestone. Actually, let me get that back. And I need some wood. Dang it. Daytime again. I need some more wood here. Need to make a chest. Oh, I hear you, spider. Okay, that's enough for a chest. And the chest I'm going to make into a hopper. Hopper's going to be your best friend for a minute. Check this out. So use a hopper to put things into or take out of a chest. Your smeltery controller here. These 9 blocks, they act as an inventory. So you can actually shift and right click with a hopper and just stick it to the side there. Make sure it's attached. And you can throw stuff straight into the hopper and it puts it into the smeltery automatically. Ta-da! Now the reason I'm doing cobblestone is to make some of these solid bricks. The solid blocks here. And it actually takes a while. Cobblestone is fairly slow. It takes 18 cobblestone to make 1 brick. Or 1 solid block here. Or you can actually pour it out into the cast here, into the ingot cast, and it will make these little bricks like we made out of the sand and clay and stuff. I think. If that's in this version, I'll find out here in a second. Let me get rid of some of this iron in here. Oh, also, when you smelt down something, it goes to the top of the list of your liquid list here. Well, whatever you have at the bottom will stay at the bottom, so you don't have to worry about it switching around while you're pouring stuff out. See there? Stays at the bottom. Okay, seared stone. Okay, 144 is 1 bar. But it's also, in the case of seared stone, it's a little weird. 144 seared stone makes a solid brick also. So like 1 bar is a solid block. It acts strange. I don't know. The numbers are weird. I don't know if it's this version or if that's just the way it works normally. Like if that's what is intended for the mod. I'm not entirely sure. As soon as we use a little bit more lava here, I'll show. I'll just throw some more in with my bucket and go get more. And let me eat. Seems like whenever I look at my food bar, it's full, and then whenever I ignore it for a minute, it's just totally gone. Okay, so we're at 2950, and that's in millibuckets. 2950, it shows it there. And we just right click on the tank with the bucket, and it goes 1,000, because 1,000 millibuckets is a bucket. Goes back up to 3950. This one's going to lag behind a little bit until it updates. I think when these finish, it'll update that number. But this number is usually a little bit behind. It doesn't keep up. So it's more of a guideline. It's not like a hard number. If you really want to know how much fuel you got, just look at your tank. It has it right there. The reason they put it here is because the Tinker's Construct mod is kind of standalone. If you put it with another mod, or just kind of by itself in the world, it doesn't have this little interface at the top of the screen that shows you how much, like the information for a block. So you won't have that information readily available. You just kind of have to eyeball it, but if you want an exact number, you could look there, even though it's going to be wrong anyway. But if I put another block on top of this one and can't see my tank, I can look there. But I'm going to have a way to automatically put lava into that tank later. And I won't be able to see it back there, so I'll just kind of have to eyeball it or use another tank as a measure. Okay, so we've got, let me get rid of this. It's kind of hard to mouse over there. Come on. Okay, 1 block seared stone. Now I don't have the table, or I would make that, but for now I just want to make as much of that as I can in here. That's why I just threw a whole stack in there. I want to make as much of that as I can, because I want my smeltery to be really tall. I'm going to take it straight up through the roof. Get rid of a lot of this cobblestone. This thing's going to be working for a while. I could put one of those little igneous extruders on top and have it export and like be pulled down into the hopper and have the hopper throw straight into there and just have an infinite supply of it running through here. But I've already got plenty. Let's get rid of this. There. Yeah, that's a standalone block. Throw these in there. I need another chest. So disorganized at the moment. How much do I have? Let me just go ahead and pull all this iron out of here. It's in the way. I'm at, what, about 35, 36 minutes here? Let me just empty this out, and I'll see if I can make a brick, and then you'll know if you can make just regular bricks out of this. What have I got left? 2, okay. 1, and 2. You can see why I want to make the other table. It makes this way faster. You can pull 9 at a time. Okay, yeah, I can. And that did take the entire brick worth, the whole block worth. I need 4 of those. Yeah, this is going to be running for a while. Let me run down and grab some more lava to fill this back up with, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.